When most shops see a P0131 code, they immediately quote you $600 to $1,200 to replace all your oxygen sensors. What they never tell you is that your sensor isn't dead, it's just clogged. Today I'm showing you 7 cheap ways to revive the oxygen sensor without removing it. Some of these won't cost you a dime, but they can give you an extra 25,000 miles of problem-free driving. Let's begin with the most controversial automotive cleaning hack in history. Number 7. The fuel additive scrub. Here's something the EPA has been trying to cover up for years. Modern gasoline is trash compared to what we had 2 decades ago. Ethanol blends attract moisture, which carries microscopic contaminants that coat your O2 sensor with silicon. Silicon contamination causes incorrect exhaust gas readings, which in turn cause the ECU to inject more fuel than normal. A faulty O2 sensor can tank your fuel economy by up to 40%. However, that doesn't mean the sensor is bad and needs to be replaced. What you need is a good clean with the right product. Fuel additives get a lot of bad PR because of the dozens of snake oils found at gas stations. However, there are many brands trusted by car manufacturers such as Techron Concentrate by Chevron and Redline Fuel System Cleaner. These products contain polyethylamine, PEA, which has been proven to remove up to 70% of carbon deposits. Pour a bottle of Techron into a nearly empty tank, then fill it up with regular or top-tier gas. You should only use premium if that's what your car runs on. Drive the car as you normally would. As the additive dissolves carbon deposits along your fuel line, it will also remove the crud coating your sensor. Over 2 cycles, you would have spent only $30 instead of getting a new sensor for $300. If you've got an emissions test coming and you need faster results, the next method is way more aggressive. But before that, hit subscribe if this is helping. I'll give you a second. Pause. Done? All right, let's continue. Number 6. The vacuum line induction method. If the fuel additive is a gentle scrub, this is a power wash. By pushing the fuel additive directly into a vacuum line, you're hitting the oxygen sensor with a concentrated dose of cleaner almost instantly. Get a can of Seafoam, Cataclean, or a PEA-based additive that is rated safe for oxygen sensors. Use a straw nozzle and let the engine's own suction pull the fluid in. Pour half of it into the brake booster line while the engine is running at fast idle. Between 1,500 and 2,000 RPM is ideal. You'll start seeing a lot of smoke coming out of the exhaust. That's the carbon and other contaminants leaving the building, but don't rush it. If you go too quickly, the car will stall, and you could foul the catalytic converter. Let the chemical mixture sit for 15 minutes, then restart the engine and let it run until the smoke clears. The chemical will soak into the carbon deposits in your combustion chamber, exhaust valves, and exhaust ports. As it burns off, it passes through the exhaust as vapor, cleaning the O2 sensors on the way out. Repeat this process every 25,000 miles or whenever the engine starts running sluggishly. If the risk of damaging a $2,500 catalytic converter frightens you, you're going to love the next option. Number 5. The Italian Tuneup. If you drive a lot in the city, your car is likely suffering from short trip syndrome. When you're constantly driving below 50 miles per hour, your exhaust never gets hot enough to burn off carbon. The soot forms a layer of charcoal on your sensor's tip and causes it to respond more slowly. If your car isn't throwing codes yet, but you're experiencing the shakes, you can revive the sensor using an Italian tune-up. This is the oldest trick in the book, and it won't cost you a dime. Drive the car for about 15 minutes to warm the engine, then get on the highway or find a clear stretch of road. Drop into a low, safe gear and accelerate hard. Keep the RPMs between 3,000 and 4,000 and stay there for 15 to 20 minutes. The sustained high exhaust temperature of around 1,200 degrees Fahrenheit creates thermal desorption. The heat vaporizes the carbon deposits like a self-cleaning oven. Another method is to push the RPM close to the red line. Just before it reaches, quickly take your foot off the gas and let the engine decelerate to around 2,000 RPM. Repeat this process 3 or 4 times. Then drive gently, let the car idle for a few minutes, then switch it off. The downside with an Italian tune-up is that it can't loosen the hardened deposits. That's where the next method comes in. Number 4. Water mist steam cleaning. This is a trick that was invented long before we had fuel system cleaners. It might sound like mechanic voodoo, but it's pure physics. Water mist cleaning or water induction removes carbon from engine internals by turning into steam in the hot combustion chamber. The mist is absorbed by the carbon deposits, then it quickly turns into steam, which physically breaks apart the carbon. This is an old school method, but it works better than seafoam if you do it right. Start by disconnecting the air intake tube to access the manifold. Start the engine and rev it up to about 2,000 RPM. You need the engine at optimal temperature for this to work. Using a spray bottle of distilled water, slowly spray a very fine mist into the intake. If the engine sputters, stop immediately and wait for it to get quiet, just like with the vacuum line method. You'll see smoke and carbon coming out of the exhaust. The steam will work its way through the system and blast off carbon from the oxygen sensor tips. Once you're done, reconnect the intake and run the engine for a few minutes. You've now given your engine a steam bath without harsh chemicals. But be careful, if you pour too much water, you risk hydrolock. Also, avoid getting water on the hot MAF sensor, as this will cause immediate damage. Speaking of the MAF, this next trick kills 2 birds with 1 stone and can save you over $4,000. Number 3. The MAF Calibration Reset. Here's something your mechanic won't tell you. A dirty mass airflow sensor can cause oxygen sensor codes. When the MAF is dirty, it causes the engine to run too rich or too lean, triggering P0171 to P0174. Once you clean the MAF, the ECU begins to receive accurate readings, eliminating false codes that point to a dirty or failing oxygen sensor. The reason your mechanic doesn't want you to know this is that you can clean the MAF yourself for $10. All you need is a MAF sensor cleaner. Do not use carburetor cleaner or brake cleaner. When your engine is cool, locate the MAF sensor between the air filter and the intake manifold. Remove it, then spray the wire filament 10 to 15 times from different angles. Do not touch the wire with your finger, Q-tip, or the spray nozzle. Once you've blasted off the debris and the MAF looks visibly cleaner, let it air dry for about half an hour. After cleaning, clear all error codes using an OBD2 scanner. If you don't have one, disconnect the negative terminal from the battery for about 30 minutes. This will reset the ECU and enable it to relearn the correct airflow data. If your engine responds better only for a day or two, replace the MAF. We cover this in more detail in our video. Signs of a failing MAF sensor. You think the MAF is the only part that can give false O2 sensor codes? Think again. Number 2. PCV System Refresh. Besides silicon and carbon, oil buildup can also cause your O2 sensor to give false readings. If the sensor is constantly greasy and black, the most common cause is a failed positive crankcase ventilation (PCV) system. When the PCV valve is clogged or stuck open, raw oil vapors get sucked into the intake and blasted onto the O2 sensor. If you see blue or white smoke from your exhaust and your oil level is always dropping, you've got a faulty PCV valve. The good news is that once you replace the PCV valve, the oxygen sensor will start breathing in fresh exhaust rather than oil smoke. Replacing the PCV valve costs even less than cleaning the MAF sensor, which is why no shop will tell you about it. A new valve costs less than $10. If you're feeling fancy, OEM parts cost about $25 for most cars. You'll find the PCV valve on the engine's valve cover. Pull the rubber hose attached to it, then remove the old valve from the rubber grommet in the valve cover. Push or screw the new valve and hand tighten. Push the hose back in, start the car, and check for leaks. If your car is still rough idling, don't sweat it. It will take about a week for the oil residue to evaporate from the oxygen sensor. But if all else fails, here's the most expensive and thorough way to clean the oxygen sensor without removing it. Number 1. The Intake Drip Kit. If your oxygen sensor is practically dead and you need it revived immediately, we use a drip kit. This is also called an intake cleaner or decarbonization service, and it's basically an IV bag for your car. This process takes about 30 to 40 minutes and costs $150 at most shops. However, you can buy DIY canisters for about $40. If you have to use more than one canister, then your oxygen sensor is truly cooked. Here's how this works. A technician connects a container of a strong cleaning solvent through the vacuum line or throttle body while the engine is running. The solvent is mixed with fuel to make it burn hotter without causing any damage. Over the 40-minute period, the high-temperate cleaner burns off stubborn carbon deposits, which will flow out of the exhaust. And, you guessed it, it will clean the O2 sensors on the way out. This is a last resort, but it is guaranteed to remove all carbon deposits that aren't fully baked in. But if this doesn't get the job done, it means you ignored the O2 sensors for too long, and it's time for an upgrade. Now that we've gone through the different cleaning options, it's time to share one final secret. A failing oxygen sensor is bad, but a failing camshaft position sensor is worse. Find out how that $50 part can cost you $6,000 in repairs in the next video.